Alright, for scribing a panel line. Hey, let's put the camera on me for a minute. For scribing a panel line, I like using Dymo tape. It's that plastic tape that you put an impression on and it changes colors. So you get black and the machine click, 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 and you put a message in it and you peel off the backing and you tape it down. Okay? I like using this stuff because it's sticky enough to stick to the model like tape, but it won't do any permanent damage to the surface. Alright? And it gives you a good, solid, straight line to scribe with. I am by far no expert at scribing. I haven't done enough of it to become an expert. But I've done enough that I get by. And that's one of those things I'm planning on changing sometime soon. Okay? Seriously. I'm trying to peel the Dymo tape here. You guys can watch my hands now. I've already cut a piece of Dymo tape. One thing about this stuff, if you cut it in half, you get 2 pieces for the price of 1. And second, the sticky's enough on there that you can reposition it 2 or 3 times before the sticky dies off. My big problem is, oh boy, I put the camera sideways. Just turn your monitor sideways to watch me. Your laptop, your phone, whatever. My big problem, and yeah, that was risky right there. You guys saw my fingers go, woo, as the knife came by. And believe me, see that? See that running right across there? This whole side of this finger is numb because I stuck one of these all the way to the bone doing that by slipping once. So I've got experience with not being careful with your knife. Lots of experience. So there you go. You don't have to twist your monitor anymore. And I had that tape coming up, the backing coming up, and now it's not again. There we go. We're peeling it up. I should get my tweezers out. It's coming. It's coming. There we go. Again, that's the hardest part for me is that. And now I got to figure out which side was the straight side. Because I cut that tape. Oh, you can tell. You can tell by looking at it. This side has more of a white side to it, so it's the side that was cut. So now to position this on the piece. Now the line I have to scribe is actually somewhat curved. But so is the shape of the ship, the aircraft. So it probably will be okay by putting the straight piece around it, because the straight piece will probably conform to the body just fine. There we go. I got my Dymo tape on there. Your Tamiya scriber. Now, I forgot about the width of the scribe line, so I don't want to put it exactly on the line I'm scribing, because this tool has a width to it. So reposition. There we go. And then you just lightly pull this across the surface. You do not press down. You do not press down. You just pull. Like that. No pressing down. I'm just pulling. And I should have scribed that line back in there. And it did. You guys can see it. That's enough for what I'm trying to do. This next one is already got a pretty good line in there, and it just got some filler in there. And I'm probably just going to do it with the X-Acto knife freehand, which is dangerous, and I'm using the back of the blade. But again, there's already a good line there, and it just got some filler putty in the line. So you can see I got that opened up. What's next is I'm going to go paint this little thing and see if I got everything working. By the way, the deformity on the tail, this is how I did it. Okay? What I did is I took one of these. Let's move the camera because there's too much backlighting right there. I took one of these. I lit it up. And I held this guy about this high over it, moving it back and forth, and I kept one of my fingers beside it so I could see how hot things were getting until the plastic was just a little soft, and I bent it. You don't put it close to the flame. It doesn't need to be close to the flame. A good 7 or 8 inches, well, that's 5 or 6 inches. In centimeters, I'm not sure what that is. It's about 14 centimeters away from the flame so that you're not overheating the model, because you'll burn it. Open flame, plastic, melt, burn, flames, not good. But a good distance like this, 6-7 inches, 12-14 centimeters should be enough that you just heat up the model without burning it. I'm going to go paint this little gem and see how that comes out. If it comes out good, I can clear coat, decal, clear coat, do the detail painting, put it on the diorama. And then I'm just one step closer to finishing that thing. Back in a little while. Alright everyone, here we have some of the 1-350 resin people from L'Arsenal. I have various other 1-350 peoples. We're going to do a quick comparison. Alright. Here we have some Edward. They are photo etch. They're from the Titanic ship crew for 1-350. Okay, passenger figures. And these resin guys just beat them to all. Get out. Tamiya makes some. The Tamiyas are better than the Edward because they're a little bit more two-dimensional. These resin ones still beat them. And this is how they come. Lots of cleanup. These three guys here have had a lot of cleanup done on them. And I got more cleanup to do, and then I got to paint them. Painting them is going to be interesting, but I don't think it'll be all that hard because they're so tiny. No one's going to expect you to have painted everything correctly, and they are wearing hats on top of everything else. So I'm going to be painting them with a needle, basically. And I'm going to be using Vallejo paints. I'm going to be using some Model Air. I have a military color set and a flush color set, so I can get away with this. I don't get busy on these little guys. They take some effort to do, to clean up, but they clean up nice and they look good. And this isn't the only pose they come in. They come in a lot of different poses. Ooh, don't want to knock that over. Here's another look at another runner on them. And there's lots of flash on these little guys. Some of them have fallen off, the runners. There's some 1-350 scale tanks, air tanks, acetylene tanks, more figures. Some of them seated, some of them walking, some of them doing different things. So I'm going to get busy cleaning them up. I don't need a whole heck of a lot of them, I think, to make this convincing. 10 or 15 of them. I've already got 3 done, ready for paint. So then I'm taping them to a piece of really sticky blue tape to hold them in place while I paint and stuff. So let me get going, because once they're painted, we are in fun land. We just glue them down to the diorama base, and then that thing is done. Once I get that helicopter done, it's not cooperating very well, I'm gonna tell you. It just doesn't want one of its seams to go away. I'm used to that. Alright everyone, I'm gonna put these back in a safe place where they are away from Thunder Paws and its probing paws, and get busy, because I've got about a half hour to work on these with today, and the day is done. So, talk to you later. Okay, YouTube, this is a rare appearance by the kitty critter in any of my videos. She's wandering off. She's 18 years old in July. And what, BB?
Camouflages something black.
Oh yeah, she can sit next to the black furniture and disappear. And then at night, all you see are gold eyes walking down the hall. Like
that pig.
Yep. And you know why? The only thing you can see are her eyes at night, she eats monsters at night. That's why we have no monsters in the house.
She eats them.
She eats them.
But not in her room. Only if they get upstairs.
Exactly. Because she's not allowed downstairs, is she?
No.
No, she's not allowed downstairs.
Because she will pee.
Yep, she pees on the floor downstairs, so she's not allowed down there anymore. Right?
Only up here.
Only up here. Alright, everyone. We had a rare appearance of Kitty Critter, so I thought I'd show everyone. And BB's got her lucky Hello Kitty shirt. So, BB, you got a Hello Kitty shirt, right?
Yes.
Do you walk up to cats and go, "Hello, Kitty"? Alright, everybody. I'm about halfway through the decals on this thing, or decals, depending on who you are. It's been an interesting experience. They're tiny little fiddly things. Okay? The rotors were really interesting. In fact, there's the first one I tried, and you see the decals Yeah, they're way too large. I had to cut them down. Alright. And they hang over the edges. And I'm just going to take a very sharp X-Acto knife blade once they set up and trim off the edges. No one's going to see the underside. This thing's going to be glued down to the surface. So you're not going to see it. Alright. This thing could use a panel line wash real bad. I'm going to wait until I've got it clear coated after the decals before I do that. Alright, so I got 8 more decals to put on it and it's done. I'll be back in a bit. Almost got the decals done. I removed the white one from the back because it slid off center. Easy way to remove a decal is masking tape. I found that out the hard way. Put the tape over, press it down, pull the tape up. Decal sticks to tape. Even through clear coats of paint that can happen. That's how I found out the hard way. I also got the stars and stripes on the correct way. Unlike the last aircraft model I built, I put it on upside down. So let me get that one white decal on there. Then this thing's going to set to dry for a couple hours. I can clear coat, trim those, put those on. This guy's done. So I'll be back in a bit. Alright everyone, I'm back from decaling and clear coating. This has got a good flat coat on it. And it's had some time to cure. Okay, it's not my best work at all, but it's not horrible. I can see some spots where I could have done better. But I'm out of time for this, so it's got to be done and submitted. Okay? But you can see all the little decals on it. I'm about to put one of the rotors on. The other rotor, the decal came off when I tried to trim the edges of it, so I put a new decal on it. And it's waiting to dry so I can clear coat it. But this rotor's done, so I'm going to put it on there. I'll be back in a bit.